Ashley Ackerman with KMHD Radio here in Marshall. It's so good to see everyone out here tonight. I hope you're all having a good time. Let's get ready to introduce our next celebrity guest. I've been fortunate enough to hang out with her all afternoon. She's been a delight to visit with today, and I think you're going to really enjoy this. You might know her from ABC's family program, Kyle XY. She played a leading role, Amanda Bloom. Or you might know her from her most recent role as Lucy. You may never have heard of this movie, Twilight Eclipse. Anyone there seen that? Please help me in welcoming to the stage, Kirsten Proust. Kirsten, we're so glad to have you in Marshall this evening. Tell us, what brought you to town tonight?
This is my first time in Texas, and I'm so excited. Hey, everybody.
Everybody, welcome her. Well, now, you were telling me earlier about how you got your start in acting. You started very young. You were 10 years old. Kind of tell us how that came to be.
Well, my father's a neurologist. My mom was a therapist. Both of them were completely foreign to kind of the entertainment industry. And as a kid, I was a very lonely child, and I was bullied. And, my mom really saw that, and she saw how unhappy I was. She said, "What can I do to make you happy?" So I started two things. I started martial arts, and I started working in the film industry. She thought I'd get it out of my system, and immediately I just kind of took to it, and I started booking, and it's been such a dream come true to be able to work in this industry as my career, and I'm very lucky.
Well, you excelled at both things. Taekwondo, you've had several roles that have featured that very prominently, so that's excellent. Tell us a little bit about, you told me earlier that Texas kind of has a special place for you. You've grown up in big cities all over the world. You lived, several different places. But why were you excited to come to Texas, and especially to this small town?
Well, my parents were engaged in Texas, number one. And number two, I've always lived in big cities, and I usually never come out for this kind of stuff, never go to malls, anything like that. And I was approached with the opportunity to come and celebrate with your whole community, turning on the lights in your beautiful town, and I feel so, so lucky to be celebrating that with you guys, and for this to be my first time in Texas. It's unbelievable, and thank you so much for letting me share this with you.
Well, I tell you what, you've been here most of the day. You've been able to visit with the people here in the community. We've looked around town. What do you think so far?
Again, I just feel so lucky to have met you all. For there to be so much support for, a good friend of mine who's a veteran. I've encountered a lot of support for the military here. Everyone is so family-based. There's so many wonderful, wonderful aspects of your community, and thank you for sharing that with me. I've had the most amazing day being here.
Well, I tell you what, Marshall is an amazing community, and I think in just a few minutes when we turn these lights on, you're going to be absolutely wowed. It's fantastic. Kirsten, I think everybody knows you from Twilight. Of course, that's one of the biggest movies that you've done. And tell us a little bit about that experience.
Well, initially, you think this is a crowd, not even close. Right. When I went to the New Moon premiere at first, I walked into that carpet. It was deafening. There was so much energy surrounding it, and I think it's great. I think we have quite a few Twilight fans here. I've met quite a few of them. You guys are unbelievable, so dedicated. Thank you so much for supporting the franchise, and it's so much fun to be a part of it and have, a whole generation unite and be excited about something. That's never a bad thing.
Well, I tell you what, we were talking earlier, and I mentioned that it's kind of cool with Twilight because the core cast is so established. But with each movie, you have more people that come into the cast and join, whether they're newborn vampires or werewolves or whatever it may be. What was it like to walk into that?
I had come from a television background, being, every single day on one set, and to be the new girl, I was always the one who was like, hey, it's the new girl. So I walked onto set, and, I was so nervous, but I encountered such a beautiful cast and such friendly people, and it was, again, a great experience. I've just been having a really good time lately, and to be able to get on a plane and fly out to Marshall, I knew nothing about this community, and I came out here and I've been so, so, so happy to meet you all, and thank you so much for having me. And, everyone here is so talented and wonderful, and I love this town. I'll be back.
Well, you've got a lot more on your plate. I know recently you filmed a movie for MTV. That was a very cool experience. But also, you're going to begin filming this Tuesday, November 30th. You'll be in New Mexico filming another ABC Family show. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's called The Lion Game, and it's by the same people who do Vampire Diaries and Gossip Girl. So I'm excited to be involved with that again. I feel so lucky to have a career that, you know, I go to work every day, and I'm so excited to be there. So thank you so much for having me out here and sharing this with me, and I'm so honored to be turning on your town's lights with you.
And Kirsten, I know it might be under wraps, but can you give us any hints as to what the plot's going to be like for that upcoming show, or what your character's going to be like?
Under wraps.
Under wraps. I understand.
Story of my life. Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, we are so honored to have you here in Marshall this evening. It is such a pleasure to have you, and we do hope that you'll come back many times in the future.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a wonderful evening. I'll see you all guys later.
She's going to be hanging around, so we'll visit with her a little bit more. I tell you what, you know, earlier you heard the chairman of the CVB board talk about the way that this is really pulled together by the community. The Wonderland of Lights Festival each year it happens because so many people community-wide help to make this possible. They work every single day of the year to pull this off for the 5 weeks in November and December. And one of the guys, Kirsten, that helped 24 years ago is here tonight. He's here with the City of Marshall. It's J.C. Hughes. He helped to flip the switch 24 years ago, and I'd like to invite him back to the stage this evening to help us again tonight.
Ready? John, ready? All right, let's go. Now do it real loud, okay? Ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. You ready?